Hi everyone, my name is Kelly, and today I will be presenting a critical analysis of the film Anora, directed by Sean Baker using the five-step critical process. And while this film offers a very lively and chaotic surface narrative, I think it really reveals a deeper structural reality about class disparity, gender dynamics, and the vulnerabilities faced by marginalized women. So let's get started. First step, describe. So Anora the film tells the story of Annie, short for Anora, a 23-year-old Russian-American stripper working in Brooklyn, and there she meets Vanya, the son of a very wealthy Russian oligarch. And after providing him with private services, their relationship escalates really quick and they get married within just 1 week in Las Vegas. And since Vanya has all of this money, he's very, very interested in her, which makes Annie believe that she has found a real chance at stability and love away from her life as a sex worker. However, Vanya's powerful parents do end up intervening, and his parents want to annul the marriage, to which the couple, of course, they strongly disagree. But to Annie's surprise, Vanya ends up abandoning her and leaves her isolated and powerless. And as Annie faces this pressure, it becomes very clear that despite her initial confidence, she has been put back in the same place that she tried to escape. And after a whirlwind of events, Annie does reclaim some of her autonomy by choosing to annul the marriage herself, although the betrayal and her objectification are still very visible behind her strength. Next step, analyze. So Sean Baker uses very vivid cinematography and contrasting tones to highlight Annie and Vanya's character development. As you can see here, there's very bold colors in the clubs and in the scenes that are shown. And throughout the film, Baker contrasts Annie's financial precarity with Vanya's privilege, illustrating how wealth really grants Vanya his power while trapping Annie in a very emotionally vulnerable position. She's almost like in debt to him. Even though Annie appears strong and independent on the surface, the social and gender dynamics ultimately limit her control over their whole situation. Next is interpret. So Annie's story really reflects power imbalances in intimate relationships, I feel, particularly among economically disadvantaged women. And according to the dynamics of intimate relationships and violent victimization among young women by Yasmin Kusunoki, young women with lower socioeconomic status experience higher rates of disrespect, coercion, and emotional manipulation in relationships. Additionally, systemic gender norms reinforce male dominance within relationships, which allows men to assume a greater control. So, as an example, despite being younger and a lot less emotionally mature than Annie, Vanya does maintain dominance over her throughout the whole movie, largely because of his class privilege and male entitlement. Number four is evaluate. I do think that the film Anora does succeed in humanizing sex workers because it portrays Annie and her colleagues not as the stereotype, but as very complex individuals seeking stability, respect, and personal dignity. And I feel that Annie's choices are very much motivated by the potential of just being cared for financial security, and just for an escape from instability. And by focusing on Annie's ambitions and her vulnerabilities instead, I think the film really challenges the dehumanizing narratives often associated with sex work and offers a portrayal that is both empathetic and brutally honest. So I think if we place Honora within the skyscraper model of culture, it fits somewhere between the middle and low culture because it's accessible to a very wide audience. It's very emotionally raw and socially critical as well. And this film pushes viewers to move beyond traditional stigmas around sex work and to recognize how class and gender inequalities fundamentally shape people's lives. And by so to conclude, that was my analysis on Sean Baker's Anora. And I think this film is far more than a chaotic love story. And Baker's intimate storytelling really pushes viewers to confront uncomfortable truths about wealth, gender, and power imbalances in modern society. And I hope you guys get a chance to watch this film because it's also really funny. Thank you.